Hey guys, Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing my packing tips with you guys. I've got a lot of requests for this and I'm actually leaving town tomorrow, so that means that I'm packing in real time with you guys. So if you're interested in hearing all of my packing tips, then keep watching, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. Alright, let's get into it. I do want to preface this and say that I won't be talking about how I pack my makeup or beauty products because I already did a video on that, so I will link that video up here for you guys in case you're interested in it. I share everything that I pack when I go away and the travel beauty little case that I use and all of that. So all of the info already exists, so I'm going to kind of skip right through that. Packing a color palette is so helpful because then all of your outfits are kind of mix and match. Your shoes go with all of your tops, and your tops and bottoms all go together. Your handbags go with everything. So then you can kind of mix and match and re-wear certain items multiple times without having to bring as many clothes. So I find that it's really good to kind of choose a neutral that you want to go with to pair everything with, and then kind of choose from the same color family. You'll see the items that I'm packing for this weekend are mostly neutrals with a couple pops of color, but those colors go with everything else that I am bringing. I always stuff my shoes to save space, so I will put whatever shoes that I'm putting in my suitcase. I will usually just roll up my socks or bralettes or underwear, anything, and shove it into those shoes. That also helps keep their shape, so it'll keep your shape, and since you're already packing them in there, you can stuff them and you have extra room. Packing cubes are a lifesaver. I mentioned them in my last Amazon video, and they are just seriously the most amazing invention ever. They seem like they wouldn't save you that much space, but I also like to roll my clothing, so that's another tip but rolled into this one. I like to roll my clothing because that helps get wrinkles, like keep wrinkles out of it, but then also it helps save space, and I like that when it's in the packing cube, if everything is rolled, you can see everything because it's not folded on top of each other. So since it's mesh, it's see-through, and you can see everything that's in each packing cube in your suitcase. Bring a laundry bag. I generally bring one of the larger packing cubes as my laundry bag. I just fold it up, shove it into my suitcase, and then as I am going throughout my trip, I'll put my dirty clothes in there. At the end of the trip, I'll roll all of them up, put them in the packing cube and into my suitcase, and then when I get home, that entire dirty clothes packing cube can go straight into the washer, and then the packing cubes that I don't need because they had clothes in them and they've been emptied out can just be rolled up and put in my suitcase, and anything that's clean can be separated from what's dirty, so I'm not contaminating all of it. It cuts down on laundry. It makes it so much easier that you're more organized, so when you get home, the transition of unpacking, doing laundry, going grocery shopping, all of that is just much more seamless. Take a photo of your license, passport, and where you parked at the airport. So my sister and I went to Key West probably like 8 years ago now, and she got her wallet stolen the first night we were there. We ended up having to file a police report, and then it was like jumping through hoops trying to prove that her wallet was stolen so that she could get ID to get back on the plane to go home. It was such a hassle. So if she would have had on her phone a picture of her license, she would have been able to be pulled up in the system, and it would have just been much easier to get that identification. It's just always good to have it on you anyway. And then also taking a picture of where you park in the airport. I can't tell you how many times I'm like, oh, I'll remember where I parked, and then you don't. So a lot of airport parking lots, you'll be like the green zone F130 or something like that, and you're like, I have no idea what that even means. Usually there's a floor, a color, a zone, a row, like there's so many different elements of it, so taking a photo of where you are parked can be such a lifesaver. Wear your bulky clothing on the plane. Right now it's cold out, so obviously I have my winter coat, I've got boots, I have hat, scarf, gloves. I just have a lot of stuff, and so what I'm going to do is wear my coat and my boots on the plane, and then all of my smaller stuff can go in my suitcase. So it's going to take up less space in my suitcase if I wear kind of like the bigger items on the plane. That goes for if you're doing a beach vacation but you have a sweater or something. A lot of times it gets cold on planes anyway, so I like to wear something that's bulkier anyway. keep pouches for every category of items. So in my carry-on bag, I have a pouch for all of my electronic chargers and my headphones. So kind of like all of my electronics go in one little pouch. And then in another pouch in my carry-on bag, I carry my keys, cell phone, wallet, money, all of that stuff that's essential that I'm going to need. I keep that in a separate pouch. So then when I'm going through security, or I'm going to buy something at the airport, or I'm going to my car, whatever it is, I'll know exactly where it is instead of having to rifle through a large tote bag full of stuff. Put your handbag inside of a larger tote to use as your personal item. I like to use this trick because then I don't have to use my handbag as my personal item, and then it's not taking up space, extra space. I'm not having to keep track of that many more things. I just kind of empty out my purse, or I will stuff it with other things that I'm going to need anyway. But either way, I think that it saves space and it saves a hassle of remembering an extra item, and it just gives me more room to bring things onto the plane. Bring an extra layer for the flight. Depending on what time of the year it is, a lot of times if it's summertime and you're flying somewhere else warm, you kind of forget that it's going to be cold ever. And when you get up in the air, it is freezing sometimes. So always, always, always pack a sweatshirt or a jacket or a scarf or some kind of extra layer that you can put on in case it gets really cold on the flight. Pack your makeup in a hard shelled case. This will ensure that in your bag, even if it gets tossed and turned around, it's not being squished. And so if you have any tubes or anything like that, it's not going to be squished and accidentally opened and then get all over your stuff. If you have a hard case, it will just protect your products that much more. Alrighty guys, those are all of my travel tips for now. Maybe I will do a part 2 of this at some point if you guys are interested in it. Let me know down below what your best travel tip is. I'm interested to know what you guys do to kind of make your travel less of a hassle. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.